What's up, Rob here? Welcome back to the channel, Old City Vlogs. This is a little video. I went crabbing, did a little bit of fishing. I've been struggling to get some content because things have just not been working out in my best interest here the last few days. You'll see what I mean here. I went, northeast wind blowing, the ocean's kind of rough. I figured, okay, I'll go crabbing. So Sunday morning I got up early. First mistake, it was a Sunday. I should know better. I go up to Guana and figure I'm going to do a little bit of crabbing, do a little bit of fishing. There's not that many people there. I went up there to check it out. There wasn't that many people there at all. And so I figured, what the heck, I got all my stuff here. So I went out there, put my posts up. And don't be this guy. And you'll see here in just a minute what I'm talking about. This guy has no common decency, no respect for his fellow fishermen. And I came really close to just losing my mind and whaling him with one of my crab posts. Let me just roll the video here. Okay, here I am at Guana. Got my crab post set up, got chicken on the lines, got them thrown out there. And here comes this guy. He's just walking around with his dip net looking for crabs. And I'm thinking, okay, I just put my stuff out. And, okay, this knucklehead here is going to walk right out here where my crab lines are. Surely he'll just, move along. He'll, am I invisible? I don't know. Maybe this guy needs glasses. He's looking, he's like stepping on my lines and looking at the post, and he's like, oh. This guy is in his own world. No, I don't know. I'm kind of bewildered. I'm just sitting here looking at this guy as he's not only walking on my crab lines, but he's like looking for crabs that might be on my bait. So he turns around and he comes back. He turns around and he comes back, and I'm really beginning to lose my patience right now. I'm set up, and yeah, I said something to him right there, and he just kind of looked at me with a stupid look that I wanted to knock off his face. I try to be a nice guy. I could have just went off on him right away. So I got my crab lines out. I missed a few crabs. So there's crabs on my lines. You might be able to see the one right there in front of me. The line, I think, starts moving a little bit, but I'm fishing. I got some live bait, or no, actually, I had some lures that I was throwing. And, I'm fishing while I got my crab bait out. And here comes this numbskull again. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? So I'm casting out. I'm thinking, obviously, he's just going to walk around me. If he wants to get on the other side, he'll walk around me, in back of me, right? No, he doesn't walk in back of me. He walks in front of me again, over my baits that are out, across my fishing line, and he's looking at me like I'm in the wrong here. At this point, it was all I could do to not beat the shit out of him with my fishing rod. I'm just super pissed off. I'm yelling. I throw my rod. I'm like, unbelievable, and that's just the way it goes fishing up at Guana sometimes. You get these Sputniks up there who just have no decent common courtesy for their fellow fishermen. So I moved. I just totally moved to a different spot. Different spot altogether. This is the next day. The little Asian guy just ruined my entire day yesterday because I was so pissed off. that I just couldn't let it go. So now I'm at a different spot. So now I'm down in Anastasia State Park. You've probably heard that place in the news lately. They wanted to build a 350 room hotel here with disc golf and pickleball courts and everything else. And that was an outstanding, oh, hell no, through most of the entire population here. So, yeah, this place, they were comparing it to Yosemite National Park. And the Anastasia State Park is like a pimple on a, like, this nowhere compares to any of those huge state parks out there that have these big lodges on it. I mean, look at this pristine place. Anyways, you can hear there's people here. There was a couple fishing to the right of me, and they had a couple lawn chairs out, and they had some pole holders out. Did I go down there and intrude on them? No, I moved down to an empty place right here. And I even put my crab sticks, over to the side just in case somebody, was going to come in. There was a couple people out in kayaks and stuff and a paddleboarder. So in case they wanted to come in right here, I wasn't taking up the whole little waterway here. And everything went just fine, except for the tide that was coming in. And I had driven my car. I didn't park in the parking area. I drove my car down on the little hard-packed shell beach here. And I had to keep an eye on the tide because it comes in really high and kind of cut my trip short a bit. But yeah, I was chucking some chicken. I was choking my chicken out there and chucking my chicken, I should say. It's funny, those footsteps you hear. There was a guy walking. There's a fish cleaning table kind of over to the right of me up on the trail there. And a guy was out there in a kayak, and he had caught a really nice redfish, a nice slot red. And he came up there and was going over to the fillet table to fillet that nice red out and put it in a bag and put it in the cooler. So that's those weird footsteps you heard there. So right when I first got here, before I'd done anything, I took my crab sticks, poles, whatever you want to call them, out there, and was gonna push them down, get them set. And there's huge, like, school of mullet came in, like right where I'm standing there, right in front of my crab sticks. And of course, I look up, my cast net is up there on the beach. So I'm like, okay, don't freak out, I'll get some bait. And went and got my cast net and went back out and threw a couple of times. And didn't get a ton of fish, but I got, I don't know, a dozen or so nice finger mullet. So I was fishing with live bait here. And not a whole lot happening. I could hear and I could see across Salt Run right here, I could see fish hitting the bait fish, like making a big splash. I don't know if it was reds or who knows what, I know there's some tarpon in here every once in a while. It didn't look that big, but I could hear fish hitting. And just to the left of me, something just exploded on a bait, a school of bait fish. So I was anticipating catching something. just really nice being out here and, you know, not hearing anything but the wind and nature and the water. And this is my zen zone, man. I don't like, you know, crazy little inconsiderate people walking on my stuff when I'm trying to fish. Anyway, getting a bite right here. And I felt like I was anyways. And, you know, got a live finger mullet on there. And boom. There it is. It's jumping. Oh, boy. I'm thinking, what is this? Could it be a snook? No, it's not a snook. Could it be a baby tarpon? No, it's not a baby tarpon either. The thing was jumping all over the place. It was crazy. It was a big old ladyfish. And normally, I may have kept this one and chopped it up, kept it for bait, because they do make really good bait. And but no, I wasn't going to be down here very long, and figured I would do, whoa, butterfingers. Figured I'd just unhook it and let Miss Lady go. But yeah, there's your typical salt run ladyfish. Go back home, tell all your trout friends and your snook buddies and your reds to come see me next time. So yeah, that was the big catch for this trip was woohoo, a ladyfish. But hey, you know, I'm out there. I'm getting a little bit of outdoor activity, a little bit of vitamin D, a little bit of vitamin C, and SEA. And I look up there and I'm like, holy crap, the tide is almost up to my car. So I better pack my things and head for the high ground. Yeah, you know, one more cast though, right? Anyways, yeah, it was a fun little adventure over here. I may bring the canoe over here, and trying to get it there is the hardest part though, because I have a Kia Soul and a Kia Sedona van. The van makes more sense to haul a 16-foot canoe, but I'm supposed to pick up some racks from a guy, roof racks from a guy Wednesday, so I'll be able to get the canoe, throw it on top of the car. I've been looking for a little trailer. You know, you kick yourself in the butt. Like, I had an old boat that I've had forever, and I redid the trailer, made the trailer nice, and I ended up selling it for like $450. Boom, sold right away. Now I regret selling it, and I wish I still had the trailer, because if nothing else, I could redo the boat, which I loved. It was an old Ashcraft that I bought from St. Augustine Marina in like 1987, 86, 87. The Ashcraft 14.5 foot. Loved that boat. I would buy another one if I could find one. Anyways, yeah, I wish I still had that trailer. So I'm kind of looking for another little small boat trailer that I can throw my canoe on. Maybe I'll get a canoe. Who knows? I need to sell a bunch of crap, and I've got a boat right now. I just don't really like it that much, and I'm gonna sell it, get it back together, and sell it, and get something that I like. I want to get a 14-foot Carolina skiff, something that's easy to handle by myself, throw it in the water, and bada bing, bada boom, go fishing. So yeah, what I was talking about, here's where the tide was coming up, where I drove down. I left my shoes down there, so I had to go back an hour or two later to get my shoes. Yeah, here's where I was at earlier, and I drove down here, but yeah, the tide comes right on in here. So your car out of there, or you could be stuck until the tide goes out again. Down here in the state park, checking it out. Quick little trip. About got locked in down there for the high tide. tide comes in really high and not paying attention, you get stuck down there on that little bit of beach. But yeah, this is up here at the little outpost area. Got a cool little store here. They rent kayaks and paddle boards and little boats, maybe canoes. Anastasia Water Sports is what it's called. They fixed the building up pretty nice compared to what it used to be. Yeah, single kayak. Double kayaks, canoes, stand-up paddleboards. Yeah, none of them are as cheap as they used to be either. But hey, it's what it is, right? Nice little store though. Would stay down here longer, but gotta get back to the house. Darcy's gotta go to work. I gotta deliver some boxes, some planters, and just wanted to come down here and check it out this morning after I was at Guana yesterday and got in a altercation with an extremely rude little Asian fisherman who thought it was cool to just come up where I was crabbing and start dipping my crabs that were on my chicken. I was like, what in the actual F are you doing, man? Yeah, I had to leave before I just pummeled the guy because he was playing stupid. Would never, ever, ever do that to a fellow fisherman or even just somebody down there just hanging out, whatever. God, man, have some common courtesy, people. It's a great way to get your ass kicked. Anyways, enough of that. Enough of my ranting about jackasses. Leaving the state park here. Gotta get back to the house. I would have stayed a little bit longer had the tide not run me out. It was getting pretty high, and had all my gear down there in my fishing pole. Caught one little ladyfish, and I had a couple other hits, but only landed a ladyfish. And normally I would have probably kept it, chopped it up for bait, because they make some good bait, but I got to go. So we're driving out of the state park. I may end up, I don't know, might end up getting a pass. I used to have a pass when I come down here and surf. You can get in early. It's one of the perks of having an annual pass if you're local. You can get in before 8 o'clock, and you can leave after they close. I used to come down here, Darcy and me used to come down here, get here about 7 in the summertime, and put the paddle boards in. Yeah, I don't stop for cars either. Put the paddle boards in, and we'd paddle till midnight sometimes. So there you go. Quick little trip today down to Anastasia State Park. Like I say, you probably heard that name in the news lately. And then the day before at Guana Preserve up there, where rude little inconsiderate fishermen that nearly got whipped with a fishing pole. Anyways, that's it. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Trying to get some more subscribers, and I'm trying to get some more fishing content. Been struggling lately, but hey, there you go. There you have it. I'll talk to you soon. Hit the bell icon. You'll be notified of more of my crazy videos whenever I get them uploaded. There you go. There you have it. Y'all have a fun day. Take care. Bye-bye.